Hello and welcome inside Yost Ice Arena for another presentation of WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan hockey. I'm Alex Drain, joined tonight by Nick Hornberg here at Yost for Game 2 of a weekend set between the rivals Michigan and Ohio State. Wolverines won last night 4-2. It's been a while since they had a clean sweep of an opponent, though, this season. They're going for that here tonight.
Well, this is Mel Pearson's 7th series against the Buckeyes as head coach at Michigan. With the win last night, he's now 4-3 against the Buckeyes on Friday. His Saturday record 0-6 going into tonight. Michigan, really since Mel Pearson has been the coach, has had a pretty extreme split in their record on Friday versus their record on Saturday. Ohio State, everything is just magnified. Mel Pearson, even his best teams have not beaten Ohio State on Saturday. They've come close a few times, but still, Steve Relic undefeated against the Wolverines in the last 3.5 years on Saturday. This Ohio State team, they lost last night. Michigan probably played one of the better games they've played against the Buckeyes in a while, but this Ohio State team lacking some of the agitating talent that they've had the last few years in Mason Jobst and Ronnie Hind, and even some of their more talented players, their great goal scorer Tanner Lazinski gone, but make no mistake, even without the talent, Ohio State, as long as Steve Relic is the coach, they will never have an identity crisis. They know who they are, they know how to play, and they know how to win playing how they play, especially on Saturday games. Michigan coming into Saturdays, a lot of times you get the sense they come out a little flat, the legs are heavy. That's when Ohio State can get you. They will wear you down, even with they're not quite as dirty as maybe their reputation might state. But this is going to if Michigan can't take control of this game early, Ohio State is going to make this yet another frustrating Saturday evening if Michigan lets them.
First goal will be important, as it was last night, and as it has been all season. Johnny Beecher and Travis Trialar do the opening draw. It's won back by Trialar, but we have an infraction of sorts, or maybe an issue with the scoreboard.
I think that was an issue with the clock. They had 1 minute on the clock instead of 20. Yeah. I don't think there was an infraction. The referee, no whistle blew. It was a buzzer on the stadium that stopped the play.
Well, we'll do it again. Trialar wins it back.
Same result.
And Ohio State will control the opening possession, try to bring it into the Michigan zone, and now it's turned over. Michigan's got a breakaway. Johnny Beecher right in, the shot, and the save by Napier. That was fast.
Well, Tommy Napier had an absolutely fantastic game last night against Ohio State, or against Michigan. Has had a strong season thus far. Ohio State's netminder took over for Sean Romeo, at one time one of the best goalies in the conference, but faded hard, and Napier took his job in 2019, but he's been a stalwart for the Buckeyes since. Johnny Beecher, I've seen him on that breakaway tons of times. I've seen him play with high confidence. He'll get right in there and slide it under the pad, but right now not playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, early shot there and wasn't a very good one. Play resumes in the Buckeye end. Michigan got a chance from Nolan Moyle from an obscure angle, was off the pad of Napier. Now the puck comes back the other direction. It rolls behind the Michigan net. Up to the point, Leighton Ahak takes a shot. That one goes wide. It's Strauss-Mann in net tonight for Michigan after Eric Portillo got his first career start and his first career win last night. Now Ohio State, it's Ahak will send it the length of the ice. That'll be called for an icing. We'll do another offensive zone draw for the Wolverines, and out comes Matty Beniers, Kent Johnson, and Luke Morgan comprising the third line tonight. Morgan's officially listed as the 13th forward. Becker normally on this line, but Morgan out there right now. But it's Beniers who drives the unit, and he'll be the one taking the face-off against Patrick Guzzo. Beniers puts the stick down, and this one comes right in on Napier off the draw. He ladles it aside with the stick. Now, stretch pass through the middle, turned away by Nick Blankenberg. Kent Johnson retreats back into his own end to pick it up. Circles around, draws it to the forehand, comes past the blue line, now gives it off to one Wolverine there in the neutral zone. He banked it off the boards hard. No one really in particular, though. Kent Johnson falling down, collects the puck in the corner, rims it around the boards where Luke Morgan and Eugene Fediev are. Now it just trickles outside the zone. Owen Power picks it up, passes it across to Beniers. Beniers circles around, evades Fediev. Now he'll come out of his own zone, makes a pass over to Luke Morgan. Now Beniers comes into the zone, picks it up. His pass to the point for Keranen deflects off a couple sticks. Both teams will go for changes.
Jake Keranen really been a surprise on the season. Came in the middle of last season, didn't play a competitive game, but really has kind of made a statement this season, really taken Jack Summers' job.
18:15 to go in the first period. Puck comes back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Tate Singleton. He had a couple power play goals last night, both on almost identical deflections in front of the net. The last one coming with just a few seconds left in a waning Michigan victory. Now into the neutral zone, here comes the Bordeleau line, but Brisson carries it in off sides, and he's not too happy about that.
Well, Strauss-Mann, as you said a little earlier, getting the starting goal tonight. 80% of the goalie position is between the ears, and you always wonder when you take a gut punch like what happened a week ago today against Michigan State, 2 goals to give away the game late. You always wonder where Strauss-Mann's head is at. I wasn't too surprised when Eric Portillo got the start last night, but you worry a little bit sometimes whether that's a long-term issue if it takes Strauss-Mann a while to recover, but evidently the answer is not really. Michigan's captain back in the net tonight.
Ohio State brings it back into the Michigan end. Now puck is turned over, and now another potential breakaway. This one is for Beecher again. He's right, and he shoots, he scores!
There you go. That's the Johnny Beecher breakaway that I've seen before. John Beecher has the ability when he wants to, for a guy of his size, can maneuver the stick over such a small area. I mean, he can move the puck so finely. He can really there's a very similar goal he scored last year against Peyton Jones on a breakaway for Penn State. Literally, basically, it's almost like he walks over the goalie. That's what he did. He walked right up into Tommy Napier's grill, slides it right under his left pad and in. That's a vintage Johnny Beecher play.
It was a strange play from Ohio State. They were in the offensive zone, and they just kind of threw it way out of the zone. It bounced around, and Beecher was behind the play, picked it up in the neutral zone. He was off to the races. Michigan gets the opening goal to lead 1-0 just over 2 minutes into the contest. Now here comes the Buckeyes the other way. Leighton Ahak skates in, takes a shot that isn't close to the net, rattles around to the other point. Now it's reversed back around the other direction, and it kind of came all the way back to Ahak and the other side. Blankenberg gets it up to Philip Lapointe. His backhand pass finds Nolan Moyle. He cuts down the middle with speed. His pass was trying to center it for Owen Power. Now it's another turnover. Michigan takes it right away. Beniers comes in, and he just whistles it high and over top of the cage. Michigan jumping again early tonight, just over 3 minutes now into the game. They lead 1-0. They've had a pair of breakaway chances. Couldn't score on the first one, but converted the second one. Contact in the neutral zone. The white shirt Wolverines come into the zone. Beniers just across the blue line turns it over. Now Ohio State comes in. That's a shot deflected by Karen, and we saw Michigan do a good job blocking shots last night. Now Beniers wedged against the boards, and he gets dumped from behind. That's going to be a penalty on Ohio State. Delayed call will come to Michigan. And now we may have another penalty coming. Trying to see exactly what happened.
I think there might have been another one because Michigan technically still had control. Yep, it's going to be 4-on-4.
And that's... It'll be a slash on Triscott behind the play, and that's a really stupid penalty by Triscott because Michigan knew they were going to be going to a power play. The arm was up, and for whatever reason, Triscott found the need to slash when it didn't matter. Well, if Ohio State touched the puck, the play would have just been blown dead.
You've got the referee's arm in the air. You never raise the blade of the stick below your from above your knee to avoid a penalty like that. It's 4-on-4. Michigan... Really, with the skating they have, you want the open ice, so a 4-on-4 isn't the worst thing in the world, but, seems obvious in Booger McFarland level analysis, but you'd rather have 5-on-4.
So 4-on-4 play. This will benefit Michigan's speed. Cam York comes through the center ice area. Backhand pass up to Pastajov. His centering pass for York didn't get to him. The stick of C.J. Regula got in the way. Now a pass out in front again towards York. Bounces high and arcing off his skate blade. Now Ryan O'Connell in the defensive zone turns it over. Michigan now had to retreat back into the neutral zone to collect it. York banks it off the boards. We're 30 seconds down in the 4-on-4. Now Tate Singleton comes racing up. He takes a long, feeble shot in, and Blankenberg was there to watch him. Now a turnover. Ohio State's got the puck, but it's taken away just like that. Bordeleau brings it up. He's dangerous with the puck, but kind of overskated it. Now Ohio State might have numbers back the other way. Michigan back checking well, though. Blankenberg flying back up. And Ohio State has to relent, and that's where Michigan's speed advantage in this game comes in handy. They were in trouble to begin with. Now a Buckeye goes down. No call coming. Looked like he was trying to sell it. Beecher picks it up in the corner and comes out. The goal scorer tonight, Johnny Beecher, comes flying down the left wing side. He cuts in and takes a shot high and rising. It rims and rattles all the way around. Keranen picks it back up. Makes one pass over to Cam York, who's come right back out on the ice. Michigan's putting their faster defenseman out there right now. And they are, of course, short Triscott right now on the 4-on-4. Centering pass by the Buckeyes finds no one. Now a race for Matty Beniers, but he's just denied the chance for a potential breakaway there by a smart Ohio State stick. 20 seconds left in the man advantage. Puck continues to rattle around. Leighton Ahak with it at the point. Skating down towards the end line, and a shot deflects off a Michigan stick. Ohio State still got it. Now Trialar at the other point. Reverses the other side. Shot comes in on man, and it'll bounce all the way around. 4-on-4 is over. Both teams back to full strength. Nothing much really came there. No great chances. Luke Morgan picks it back up, and he's a speedster for Michigan. Michigan's in the midst of a change, though, but he's going to burn by Trialar. Throws on the brakes, waiting for his teammates to come. One shot save, another try, just goes wide. That was a great chance for Michigan. Now another try comes in, and the rebound just goes wide. Garrett Van Wy chases after it. He's trying to go around Ryan O'Connell. Now the puck squibs back out. Michigan will have to get back on sides. Keaton Pearson banks it in. Napier comes out to play it. Two Michigan forecheckers converge, and Napier's pass can't get out of the zone. Now it rattles back the other way. Regula, watched by Nolan Moyle, had 2 goals last night. Ohio State finally can get it out, but Michigan is going to go right back on the attack. Van Wy comes down the left wing side, back to the point. Nobody home. Now Ohio State picks it up. They'll rush 3-on-3 the other direction. Fediev passes across. Now a shot from the wing. Deflects on a high rebound off man. Now another try comes in. That one never got on net. Now the Buckeyes watch as the puck is turned back over. Bordeleau comes into the zone, and here's a chance and a shot and a save. Passagov with that try. Now his pass up towards the point. I think he was looking for Brisson, couldn't find him. Now Bordeleau will re-enter. Just taps it over the blue line. Regula watches. Now another turnover. Bordeleau drives it just high and over top. I think he should have skated in a little bit closer on that turnover. Ohio State just turning the puck over constantly, and this is going to be a boarding call upcoming on the Buckeyes. Delayed penalty, Michigan 6-on-5.
That should be a major.
And yeah, they're going to have to review it. It was a hit from behind, face first into the boards. We'll see if Ohio State maybe is shorthanded longer than 2 minutes. It'll be an interesting decision by the referees here.
They're going to need to look at that. I have seen that call. I'm starting to have flashbacks. Do you remember Game 2 against Ohio State in 2019 at Yost? 2 Ohio State players got ejected for boarding in exactly that corner.
They're marking it up as a minor right now.
Yep. First time it was Nick Blankenberg. Nick Blankenberg got up, no problem. The second one, it was Dakota Raby sent head first. Dakota Raby lay there on the ice for several minutes, and Mason Yopst got in there and really started a fight right there. Dakota Raby's standing right between all of their skate blades. Very scary moment, but yeah, I'm surprised they're not looking at this more. Either way, Michigan, they'll take the power play.
It'll be a 2-minute penalty for boarding on James Marooney. Michigan will put their power play unit out there. Ohio State won the draw, couldn't clear. This is the second unit we saw last night do great damage, but then Blankenberg gets careless and turns it over. Ohio State clears it right out.
Now that was Nick Blankenberg looking up ice. Didn't notice that his stick wasn't on the ground.
Owen Power over to Blankenberg, now to Beniers, who enters the zone. He's got Kent Johnson there, left wing side. Lays it behind himself for Power. Power skates in, saw all the way by Napier. He'll get the glove down on it.
Now, Bordeleau's chance a minute earlier, he had the time to skate in, but you notice there how direct this team is playing. I think it's safe to say with the way this team is set up, the way this team is coached, Mel Pearson kind of learned the lessons taught to him by Quinn Hughes. With Quinn Hughes, the team had a habit of over-skating. Now they're just kind of going straight at the goal whenever they have a chance. Usually can result in a lot more chances and a lot more goals. Maybe not as well as and maybe not as many perfect chances or formulaic moments, but it's a much more effective style.
That face-off goes the opposite direction. Michigan gets to it. Beniers has got it in the corner. He's going to wiggle around. A defenseman passes it to Power at the top, over to Blankenberg, far side. Blankenberg feels the pressure from Regula. Manages to find Kent Johnson there. Johnson waits for it. Passes it across to Matty Beniers. Back to Kent Johnson. Backdoor pass, loose in front of the net. and no one can tuck it home. Now it goes into the corner again. Beniers out to Power at the top. 1 minute gone on the power play. They find Blankenberg in the circle. Back to Power. His drive. He scores! Owen Power.
That is a top 5 pick. And that's how you know a team is confident in its defensive core. Michigan may be the only school in college hockey that feels confident throwing out 2 defensemen on their power play unit the way they do with Blankenberg and Power. They also do the same time. They throw York and Power out there simultaneously. Sometimes you see even Keaton Pearson getting power play minutes as kind of an auxiliary forward, but
that might have been tipped in front. We'll see if LaPointe got a stick on it. Trying to look at the replay.
It got tipped. I don't think it was LaPointe, though. I think that was Tommy Napier.
Let's wait for the goal announcement, but Michigan now has a 2-0 lead, and they get that Owen power play goal.
There you go. I like that.
Now the referee's conferring after puck went out of play right off the face-off, where the face-off's going to come. Michigan 2, Ohio State nothing. 11:22 remaining here in the first period.
I'm going to stand by that being Owen Power's goal. I didn't see it knuckle in the air. I don't think LaPointe got a stick to it. If anything, LaPointe's stick screened Napier a little bit. I think the only time it changed direction was when it hit Napier's shoulder.
Puck is put down. Michigan scored first for 2 consecutive nights now. Michigan in the offensive zone off the face-off. Brendan Brisson and Thomas Bordelot are there. Bordelot directed it towards the point. Now this one tips off sticks again, and that one I think was off Bordelot, and it should come back outside the blue line. Now we get the...
That's absolutely true.
And it is going to be Owen Power, his second goal of the year. They give the assist to Nick Blankenberg, and Beniers will get an assist.
And that's one. Owen Power, a lot of times when you see top-tier defensemen, guys like Quinn Hughes, they like to skate. Owen Power, the more traditional defenseman, except he's got the stick skills.
Now a loose puck right in front, and Moyle couldn't get to it. Had to cut you off there for a moment as the puck was rattling in front of the net.
Interrupt me all you want. I'm retired.
Maroonies pass through the middle towards some Buckeyes. Finds Singleton. He skates up, takes a bad angle shot. Now the puck has a monster hop high, and now Michigan might have numbers the other way. Potential 3-on-2. Moyle skates in, finds his man York. Centering pass back the other direction. Couldn't find the third player on the play, LaPointe.
They had that drawn up. York just had to get it under the stick of the defender, and LaPointe was wide open. Napier just didn't see him.
Now here comes Johnny Beecher. He comes through the middle across the block M. Entry pass to Blankenberg. Blankenberg's shot takes a juicy rebound off the pad of Napier. Michigan back checking as Ohio State runs in transition. Shot from just outside the blue line is seen all the way by Mann. He hangs on for a whistle. Shots 9-7 in favor of Michigan almost halfway through the first, but Ohio State hasn't had a single grade A look. Michigan's had about 5 and scored 2 of them.
Yeah, and going back to my earlier point on Owen Power, a lot of times with defensemen, they don't quite have the physicality yet, and Owen Power, he's got it. Big, 6'5", huge player, and you see he's got the power. I mean, he looks like a guy who's, like most defensemen, you see someone like John Carlson, smaller, thinner, when they're in college, can play the puck, just need to get bigger. Owen Power already looks like a guy like Brent Burns or Shea Weber, one of those bigger guys who really can do just about anything.
Michigan off that face-off, able to get it into the center ice area. Ciccolini passes it over to Beecher. Beecher just chips it in. Michigan will go for a change. Granowitz heads out on the forecheck. Ryan O'Connell, Maple Leafs draft pick, one of just 2 drafted players on Ohio State, brings the puck up.
Ryan O'Connell is definitely the name of a Toronto Maple Leaf player.
Now the pass comes up the ice. Granowitz leaves it, and here comes
Beniers.
Beniers is in. He falls down before he could get the shot away and just handed it off to Ahak, and Beniers kind of slams his stick down angrily. Now a pass down the seam looking for Colin Peters. Couldn't find him. Ohio State will try to get an offensive possession set up. They haven't had many of those here in this first period as we just passed the 10-minute remaining mark in the first stanza. 2-0 Michigan on top. Goals from Power and Beecher here in this first period. 1 on even strength, 1 on the power play. 4 players jostling in the corner. Michigan comes away with it. Blankenberg, his backhand pass finds Kent Johnson. Johnson's just exquisite stick work, able to get that puck out, and he hands it back over. Now Ohio State will come in offsides, and we will head to the under 10-minute media timeout here at Yost Ice Arena. Michigan 2, Ohio State nothing. Actually, no media timeout yet. This is normally when we would have it.
Now
the light came on.
There you go.
Looked like the referees were ready to put the puck down.
Yeah, you can understand the frustration from Matt Beniers there. If he gets his feet under him, he's right in on Tommy Napier. He's got all the stick skills of Johnny Beecher. He can slide it under the pad too and see if he can replicate number 17. But to have that ability, and anybody who's watched Beniers knows he can do it. And then you have a player with that level of confidence, then just blow a tire like that. You can understand the frustration. I mean, he could already see the puck in the back of the net, and just down he goes. But now, 2-0. I would have said, I thought about it, saying it during another stoppage, but then other topics came to mind. You said at the top, the first goal is important. I'd say against Ohio State, the second goal is most important. I've seen Michigan lose against Ohio State multiple times where they score the first goal. Because Michigan score the first goal, and Ohio State just has an ability to not go away. They'll get in there, they'll tie it up, and then just compress the game a little bit like Notre Dame, and then they'll beat you late, because that's quite simply Steve Rollick has done a fantastic job with that Ohio State program. Not a traditional power, but there are players who know how to win hockey games.
Scores around the league: Penn State 3, Michigan State 1, and Notre Dame 2-0 over Minnesota after 2 periods. Be a shocking sweep in Minneapolis for the Irish over the Gophers. Play resumes out of the timeout. Puck in the corner. Thomas Bortolo there. Passes it over to Brendan Brisson, and then taken away by Marooney, who was in the penalty box for that earlier power play. Now here's a shot, comes right in, tip in front by Pastujov. Couldn't sneak it by Napier. That's another great look, though.
Mike Pastujov wants a boarding penalty there, but that was a clean hit by Ohio State. But Tommy Napier being made to work once again tonight, offside.
Michigan was going to come in offsides. They have to retreat. Ohio State picks the puck up. Grant Gabriel, actually no, that's Regula, comes out behind his own net across the blue line. His shot comes in. Save there with the glove by Strauss-Mann. He hasn't had to do a lot so far. He's made 9 saves, but none, again, really high-quality chances. Michigan comes into the zone. LaPointe leaves it behind. Here's a shot from Nolan Moyle. Napier saw it all the way, though, and he's able to keep the rebound in front of him. Ohio State picks it up, and Singleton carries it in offside. 7:43 to go in the first period.
Once again there, Michigan not wasting any time, just firing off the shots. That's a team playing with a lot of confidence.
Michigan will bring Beecher back out onto the ice. And he's able to win that draw for the Wolverines. And here comes Ciccolini into the zone. He's got Granowitz headed to the net. He sends it towards him. Wasn't able to get a stick on it, though. Ohio State picks it up in the corner, and they carry it out. Pass for Singleton was behind him, and then Michigan tried to flip it in. Ahak got his body in the way. Ohio State floats a high pop fly into the air that Mann grabs down with the glove, puts it into the corner. Now puck circles around, up to the top. Here's a shot, comes in wide of Mann. A lot of traffic in front. That was an issue for Michigan last night when they were shorthanded. Both Buckeye goals coming on deflections in front of the net last night. Now Michigan gets it out of the zone. Ahak picks it up, skates past the center line and the blue line. Now he's walled off by a couple of Wolverines, manages to skate back through with it. Now Luke Morgan pokes it free. Blankenberg picks it up, calm backhand pass like to Beecher. Now here comes Kent Johnson through the middle. Morgan down the side, takes that shot wide of the net. Beniers back the other way, over to Johnson. Johnson draws backhand to forehand, skates around with it, up to the point. Now stuffed back down low. Beniers behind the net, looking for someone to pass it to. Now he waits around. York from the top takes a shot. Morgan in front, couldn't deflect it in though. Keaton Pearson, bad angle shot. Another try. Morgan in front. It's loose. Couldn't quite tuck it in. Now Ahak's stick goes flying into the air. Morgan is still whacking away at it. Beniers spins around, loose in front of the net, and it's just pushed wide. Michigan's Beniers line with Luke Morgan doing great work right now. Pearson's shot just whistles wide of the cage.
Well, Beniers had the angle, just the tip just a little wide.
Beniers now is wedged up against the boards. 4 players in a corner scrum. Luke Morgan there as well. And Morgan just relentless, comes away with it. York across, Keaton Pearson there. Pearson in the center, and Beniers just couldn't get his stick on it. Ohio State is going to ice this puck. They'll only get a couple seconds to rest, and they'll have to do a face-off again, whereas Michigan now can get a fresh group out there.
Well, Ohio State hasn't really tested Strauss-Mann much tonight with the shooting. All the saves have been routine. Where they have tested him is the puck handling. Really, Strauss-Mann with the glove had some nervy moments tonight. There was a quick shot. It would have been easy to snatch out of the air, but it bounced in and out, left a little bit of a rebound. Fortunately, Michigan's defense was on the scene. And another one there, that pop fly. Strauss-Mann tried to play it in a smooth motion, but...
Now we're going to have a penalty right off the draw, I think, on Michigan.
I was just to complete my sentence. Strauss-Mann looking a little uncomfortable with that left glove hand early on.
Mike Pastajov bodies an Ohio State player right off the draw, and that was a flop. We can say that pretty plainly,
well,
but it was also a good cell job. So Pastajov will head to the box, and there was really no reason to hit his man. I mean, he wasn't playing the puck.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know what? That's a flop, yeah, but that's something. If you're Michael Pastajov, if I'm Mel Pearson, I think in the intermission said, don't even put yourself in that position.
Yeah.
Because if that's a real hit, that is a penalty. But so, you can say that it's a flop all you want, but if I'm Coach Mel Pearson, I'm in the first intermission and going forward, I'm treating that as a legitimate penalty, and I would say that is Michael Pastajov's fault. He's got to know better than to put himself in that position.
So now a big kill moment for Michigan. And out comes Moyle. Potential 2-on-1 with Garrett Van Wy right off the draw. Pass across Van Wy, and he just tucked it wide. Now it's loose behind the net. Van Wy, another try, and Michigan kills about 20 seconds right there off a great chance. But Ohio State, again, scored on 2 of their 3 power plays last night. That was the only issue Michigan had, and they did a good job preventing Ohio State from getting set up. It was just the traffic in front, and Tate Singleton in particular, and he heads to the net front. We'll see what Michigan chooses to do about that. Vidola out there with Regula on this unit. Now here's a shot, and that's a shot blocked by Van Wy. Michigan did that well last night. Now tucked into the corner, Singleton behind the net. He skates around with it, backhands it up to the top. Regula there, pass across, finds Vidoli. Back to Regula, back to Vidoli. Centering pass, nobody home, and Michigan got a stick in the way. They'll clear it down, halfway gone in this man advantage for the Scarlet and Gray.
Well, credit to Michigan. They've cleaned up their their defensive structure a lot tonight.
Gabriel leaves it behind. It's Gabriel and Ahak, the 2 defensemen on this unit for Ohio State. They definitely ride heavily with the defensemen on their power plays, which is a tad unusual. Ahak now at the left point. He's the other drafted player, a pick by the Vegas Golden Knights. Now Triolar leaves it behind himself. A shot comes in. That one didn't get through to man. Deflects to the corner. Now another try is way high and over top. Triolar picks it up far side. Hounded by LaPointe, but he manages to get it up to Gabriel at the top. Now across, Ahak skates in. His shot is blocked. Keaton Pearson lays out the body there to stop that one. 15 seconds left. Michigan has Pearson get to it. He hammers it, but not out. Now Gabriel there at the top. Ohio State recollects. 5 seconds remaining. Ahak is going to skate down into the circle. Takes a pass. Shot in. Pearson puts it up against the boards, and Pastajov is back out onto the ice. Wolverines get to it. Pastajov passes it, and Michigan clears it out. They've killed that penalty, and that's a big moment here in this first period.
There you go. Tate Singleton.
And now a giveaway. Pastajov loose in front. Couldn't pass it over to Brendan Brisson.
Well, if I remember correctly, Tate Singleton scored in the last few seconds of Ohio State's power play to tie the game at 1 last night.
Yes.
That's something always you need to tell your players. You haven't killed off a penalty until your first line change after you return to full strength.
Michigan's gotten to that point now as Bordelow's onto the ice. He skates down towards the center circle, a pass towards Brisson, and he rips it off.
Gabriel's hurt. Gabriel took that one right on the forearm.
Yeah, it looks a little slower. Now here's a shot that comes in. Napier saw it all the way, and he snatches it with the glove. Michigan continues to dictate play at even strength, and with 2:41 to go in the first period, they lead 2-0.
Another blast from power. That's how you create offense from the blue line when you have a threat to score. Not something that you see at this level in college hockey. Most players' slap shots are not that well developed, but that's the player don't mean to bring up Shea Weber again. I think watching Owen Power, that's probably the best NHL comp I can think of. Shea Weber's got that 108 slap shot. Power, you see, trying to do the same thing to some effect, hit that shot and just dare any player between him and the goalie to block it.
Kent Johnson with it in the corner, and Michigan, though, able to hold it in the zone for a second. Now Regula carries it out. The defenseman's going to lead the rush up. Blankenberg tries to get a stick in the way. Now it comes back out the other side, and Kent Johnson to it. Beniers carries it in. Michigan is in illegally, and now they touch the puck. It'll be offsides. Do the face-off outside the zone. Interesting note about C.J. Regula from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan.
I know that place.
Yeah, just like you. He is the son of the former team dentist of the Detroit Red Wings, who had to work on a lot of missing teeth over the years.
The team dentist for an NHL team is one of the most underappreciated jobs you can think of.
And CJ's brother, Alec, is also a defenseman. He was a Red Wings draft pick a few years ago, now in the system of the Chicago Blackhawks. Garrett Van Wy on the puck. He takes a shot from a bad angle that Napier directs aside. Granowitz in the corner. Moyle to it. Moyle backhand pass. Couldn't quite get through it. Michigan just bogs up the zone so well. Jake Harrinan chases after the puck. Won't be an icing because he had a chance to play it and didn't. Blankenberg's breakout pass finds a man, and now it's brought up down the left wing side. Karanen is the one who's brought it up. He leaves it to Moyle. Moyle takes a shot just through the crease. Now Beecher comes back around the far side. Moyle had it hop over his stick blade. Tate Singleton there is knocked off the puck by Granowitz, and then Granowitz dumps him behind the play. Beecher skates in his shot, fans on it. Now it bounces back around. Scooped up by Keaton Pearson. Pass across Cam York. Finds Ciccolini. Now Pearson's got space. He skates in. Takes a shot.
Nice.
That's blocked. He comes
Gabriel.
in again. Shot again, and another save by Napier. He is just getting peppered right now as Michigan is taking it to the Buckeyes with vengeance.
Well, Gabriel's down again, and that you can't fault the hustle. That one, you heard it hard right on the shin pad. He's down. I'm honestly surprised he's getting up now. Once again, putting his body on the line, blocking another shot. That's the dedication you need in your defenseman, but you kind of worry about him a little bit.
Now Bordelot will do the face-off with Guzzo, who you may remember as a former Michigan commit back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Flipped to Ohio State when Michigan told him they didn't have room for him with all of the more higher-touted freshmen they picked up over the course of the recruiting cycle. Last minute of play here in the first period. Wolverines still have the puck in the offensive zone. Michael Pastajov has it at the end line. Now gives it to Bordelot. He spins around like always. Now reverses it the other direction. Pastajov gets to the puck. Had to evade his stick for the moment. Now tried to drag it to the forehand. Brisson watched it. Bordelot sends it back towards Brisson the other side. Harassed from behind by Guzzo. Now Brisson's pass out front looking for Pastajov. Couldn't find him. Ohio State will skate out with it. Fadiev will bank it off the boards. Cam York goes into the corner. Manages to push it around to Bordelot. 20 seconds left in this period. Michigan 2, Ohio State nothing. Wolverines 16 shots in the frame, Ohio State 10. And now Bordelot gets knocked off the puck hard. His body went flying. He is slow to get to his feet. 10 seconds left. Ohio State just crossed center ice, and then Truscott shuts that rush down. It rims around the boards the other side. It's 2 seconds, 1. And that'll do it for the first period. Michigan a dominant effort here in this frame. They kill off Ohio State's one power play. They add a power play goal of their own by Owen Power, and they get the breakaway goal from Johnny Beecher to lead 2-0.
Well, that's the period you need if you're Michigan, and looks like the refs are going to have to get in there and break something up in that corner, but as I was saying, that's the period you need from Michigan, because now you go into the break up 2-0. Ohio State can't be Ohio State right now. Ohio State plays a style of hockey that is very difficult to come from behind with. Ohio State, the way they play, very similar to Notre Dame when they're at their best. They have you on the ground, put their forearm on your throat, and then slowly lean on you until you suffocate. They can't do that now. They have to open up. They have to go out. They have to go get Michigan. And at that point, the ball now in Ohio State's court, now Michigan's going to be able to have a little more agency to find spaces, because Ohio State can't afford to just cover them all and hope for the best now.
Tommy Napier, another good period to keep Michigan from scoring more, but the Wolverines do tally twice, and they lead 2-0 after one. There'll be about a 12-ish minute intermission. We'll be back in about 9 or 10 minutes to bring you the second period. Welcome back now for the second period of action between Michigan and Ohio State here from Yost Ice Arena. I'm Alex Strain, joined by Nick Hornberg. Good first period there for the Michigan Wolverines. They score twice and lead 2-0 after one. What did you see in that first period?
Well, I saw a Michigan team that really played today on Saturday like it was another Friday. I mean, no sign of the legs being heavy, unlike what usually happens with these Michigan teams over the last few years. And if you're Mel Pearson, you go into the intermission, you just tell them, keep it up. It's 2-0, but those two goals do not include the breakaway within the first 15 seconds that Johnny Beecher kind of scuffed. Doesn't factor in all of the loose pucks in front of Napier. Doesn't factor in the time Moyle slid one right across Napier's crease and got behind him for LaPointe and went right past him. Doesn't factor in the time Matt Beniers blew a tire when he was in on Napier. If you can watch the film, it's a 2-0 hockey game through one. But if you start looking at the score and you look at a lot of the almost chances, like one York had LaPointe empty net, got deflected at the last second, you just start at 2 and then you just start counting upward, and that's how this team played in the first period. And now you just got to keep it up. You just got to keep it up for 60 minutes. Michigan, we've known for the whole season they've been capable of going on runs like that. I don't think they've really been able to stretch it out to a full period like they did in the first, but this is one. Now we've got the period of the long change, as the recently retired Doc Emmerich always said. But now, can you keep it up for even the second period? And if you play the same way, you're going to get another 2 or 3 goals, and you're up 5-0. Ohio State hasn't really tested Strauss-Mann with shooting the puck very much. Even with the 10 shots, I'm even surprised. I only remember maybe 2 or 3 shots that Ohio State took. Just play the way you played. Their defensive structure, it looks so much better than it did earlier in the season. Earlier on, they just kind of collapsed around the goal and let the other team skate around. Just tried to like basically play the equivalent of a 2-3 zone and let them bleed the clock out. But now you have a lot more activity for the front row of defenders. They come out, they try and disrupt the flow of the puck, and they've succeeded against Ohio State. And this is where Michigan, you just got to keep it up. What you saw in the first period was everything that all the talent on this team is capable of. Just keep it up.
Well, second period underway. Johnny Beecher wins the draw back. Michigan dominant in the face-off dot again in that first period, just like they were last night. 14-5 the advantage in the face-offs. Michigan's not a very good face-off team, at least early in this season, but they've been really strong there tonight, and they win that one. Puck comes quickly into the Michigan attacking end, and Ohio State gets to it. They'll carry it out. Puck deflected off a stick. Keaton Pearson races after it. Backhand pass to Cam York. York feathers it up along the boards. Ciccolini races after it. Now the pass through the middle by Grant Gabriel is too far for his attacking forward, who was trying to find Quinn Preston there and was unable to do so.
Other thing you got to do if you're Michigan is keep your heads on. There was a little bit of a scrum at the tail end of the first period. The officials had to go in and break it up. Early in the second is about the time of the Saturday game at Yost last year when a brawl broke out about 5 minutes into the second period. Johnny Beecher, despite getting thrown into the bench, Ronnie Hine got absolutely no punishment, and John Beecher got thrown out of the game and suspended for a headbutt, and then Garrett Van Wyk got ejected for a hit to the head 3 minutes later. Really took the wind out of Michigan's sails in that game, even though they killed off both majors. That's something Michigan, they got to stay focused in this game. Don't let Ohio State take their heads off.
Now here's a loose puck in front of the net. Bordeleau threw it towards the cage, and Pasajov was in the area. Now Brisson gets to it. He's behind the net, directs it towards Power. Couldn't quite find the big man at the point. Bordeleau picks it up. He takes a shot off after a toe drag that just dribbles wide in the crease. Now the Buckeyes pick it up in the corner. Triolar tries to get it out. Blankenberg pinches up perfectly to hold it in. Now Michigan's got a chance right here. Pasajov backhand pass, couldn't find Bordeleau on the forehand. Michigan continues to control, and Bordeleau skates around with it. Pass across to Brisson. He's knocked down, but Bordeleau right back to it. He's just skating around everybody. He sends it through the crease, and it goes all the way out the other direction. Blankenberg just barely could not hold it in. Michigan gets new forwards out there. Owen Power leads the rush up. Centering pass. Moyle a shot, and a save there by Napier.
Well, the passing wasn't quite as crisp early on, but that's a great play there by Michigan. You saw the extra effort trying to get that puck. You gave Michigan the 2-on-1, Passagov tried to play it to Bordalo just a little behind, but hey, you know what? It says something if you're in the position to make the mistake.
Michigan offensive zone draw right here. It'll be Garrett Van Wy doing it. And that one is won back by Guzzo of Ohio State. Now it's cleared out, and it goes with all the way down the ice. Not an icing, though. Dump behind the play there is Jake Karanen. Got tangled up with Colin Peters. Now Truscott in the corner. Guzzo throws it towards the crease, but Moyle scoops it up. Moyle dumps it out. Van Wy off to the races, and he just loses the battle. I thought he might have won it.
I don't like that.
They're going to call it an icing, but I'm not sure that was the right call.
I don't love that. I don't think Garrett Van Wy won the race, but I don't think that should be an icing on the basis of he got there.
It was sort of like a horse race where one horse has been in the lead the whole time, but the horse behind him is catching him, and then you blow it dead before.
I don't think he got there first, but
because the Ohio State player was still just ahead of him. But if you were watching the race, Van Wy was going to catch him.
The problem there is that I think
Van Wy was going way faster.
I think the referee should have waved it off because the Ohio State player got there. Like, he got the puck.
Yeah. So Truscott picks it up after that face-off, and he'll bank it out. Moyle goes in after it. Michigan gets another forward change. Ohio State will try to bring it up. That pass past everybody. Truscott had the Michigan penalty in that first period. Throws it up the ice. It goes between the legs of Becker, which negates the icing. We didn't see much of Captain Jack in that first period.
Now that one I don't think was tipped. I think that one should have been an icing.
Now Ohio State digs it free of their zone. Stretch pass diagonally down the ice. Mann comes out to play it. He doesn't use the stick nearly as much as Eric Portillo like we saw last night. Portillo plays the puck pretty much every time he has the opportunity to.
Well, Eric Portillo, the size of a truck, has the arm length to really get his stick out there. Strauss-Mann, you kind of got to keep it close. He's only 6 feet, and, well, we know how heights are listed on college hockey teams. Take the listed height and subtract 2 inches, and you've got the real one.
That puck went into the bench of Ohio State. The faceoff will come just outside the Michigan defensive zone. Beniers and Johnson had just come out. Now they're getting yanked off for Beecher, who will do the draw. Just over 3 minutes gone, rather, in this period. Ohio State wins the faceoff. Ahak deposits it into the zone, and then York whacks it out. Trickles back into the Michigan attacking end. Cam York to it, and he'll throw it on in. 4 checkers, Beecher and Granowitz after it. Granowitz picks it up along the half wall. Backhand pass looking for Ciccolini. Couldn't quite find him. Now Keaton Pearson pokes it in the neutral zone. Now pass back out the far side for Jennings. Didn't find him. Keaton Pearson digs it free along the wall. Comes out in front of the net. Ciccolini did a great job picking it up. Michigan's been so sound in their own end tonight so far. Beecher towards Ciccolini. Too far for him. Maroney then picked it up, and now here's an intercept. Beecher comes in again. He skates in, takes a shot that Maroney got his stick on, and deflects it into the netting and out of play.
Yeah, not really sure why the Beecher line went out there in that second when it looked like Beniers was coming on. Maybe you just feel more confident in that one. That's a bit of a more physical line, and that's maybe the one thing I want to highlight about Kent Johnson. He's likely going to go in the top 10 in the draft, or at the very least the lottery in the summer or whenever the hell the NHL draft is held. But you worry about Kent Johnson. My only concern with him so far and why he can't make that jump to professional right now is he played center and was the best center in maybe BCHL history when he played there. But I don't think he's ready physically or in the faceoff dot to play center at the professional level yet. I mean, he doesn't even play center at Michigan.
Michigan into the offensive zone. Philip LaPointe had it and lost it. Ohio State picks it up. They come back out the other way. Nolan Moyle on the ice now in the Van Wy line. Derek Kodarabi has still been out a while, and LaPointe filling in for him has looked all right on that unit. Now Blankenberg's pass for Van Wy. Michigan's got a 3-on-2 advantage into the zone. Trailing pass for Owen Power was picked off by the back-checking Buckeyes, and now they come the other way. Owen Power watches as a man skates right by him, comes through the zone, and the puck through the crease. Couldn't find anyone home. Now the Buckeye forwards onto the ice after the line change. They've got a couple chances here. Grant Gabriel comes down from the defensive position to play behind the net. Now rims around the far side. Gabriel collects at the half wall and directs it back the other way. And then flipped on out by Blankenberg, who had taken it away from Sharametta, not far enough.
That's a beautiful
for an icing.
That's a beautiful clear by Nick Blankenberg. Get it away from danger, but let it touch down nicely.
Now a shot block, and Michigan has numbers the other direction. Thomas Bordeleau is on his horse. He burns around Ahak and just kind of throws it through the crease. Would have been better off passing to his teammates. Now Ohio State digs it free. 5 minutes gone here in the second period, and that pass for no one in particular will be an icing on Ohio State. Face-off will come in the Buckeye end.
Well, Bordeleau really has been a nice surprise. I thought he was going to be good coming in to Michigan, but I didn't really expect for him to play as well as he has thus far. You think he's either co-leader or just second to Kent Johnson for scoring for Michigan. But you worry his vision a little bit, needs to get a little better. His stick work is absolutely unbelievable. But you saw there he tried to take it himself, just slide it around in the crease, either take a deflection or let it bounce in off that far bar. But there, when the other pass would have been, he tries to take it himself a little too much.
There's a quick chance from Johnson off the face-off, and it bounces hard off the boards and lands on the mesh netting behind the net, and they'll have to do another draw. Clarification on that, Johnson leads the team with 15 points, Bordeleau second with 14, but Bordeleau has played 2 fewer games than Johnson.
Yeah.
So on a points per game basis, he is a little bit ahead there.
Yeah, Bordeleau went to World Juniors, of course, hence the disparity. But a little disappointed that they stopped the play when the puck goes in the behind the netting. I very much want to see the goalie play pool cue and try and hit that out.
Michigan gets to it off the face-off again. Kent Johnson with it in the circle. Now he has to drift along to the perimeter.
He took way too long.
Beniers hands it to Luke Morgan, spins it back towards Beniers. He's going to go around his man, struggling to get control of the puck, though. Tries to find Johnson. Now Johnson gets to it and directs it the other way. York comes on that right wing side. Now Johnson pressed up along the boards behind the net. Beniers watches as Luke Morgan picks it up. Morgan's going to skate around with it. Now a shot comes in from the point, and Pearson hung on to easily by Napier. But the problem for Ohio State right now is they still trail 2-0 in this game. And we sit 6 minutes into the second period. They still haven't had a single shot in this period or even a good look.
I will say Ohio State looks a lot more lively in the second period than they did at any point in the first. But right now Michigan establishing a period of control. And Kent Johnson there, I think, really kind of blew up that possession by himself. Another thing to worry about with him is he overskates it a little bit. Right there, that he had a simple pass to play back to Cam York at the point, chose not to take it, try and see if he can make something happen himself. Basic tenet of free-flowing style play, total football for soccer, even Russian hockey, just play the simple passes when you can.
Here's
and
a shot.
Kent Johnson did not do that.
Shot from York comes in on Napier. He turns it aside. Now Ohio State gets to it behind their own net. They still haven't cleared it out, though. York pinches up to keep it in. Did so for a moment. Now it's flipped out. Keaton Pearson picks it up in his own end. Thought he had a shaky game last night. It's looked okay so far. Pastajov struggles to hold on to that one. Now he sends it towards Bordeleau, who has trouble with it. Ohio State grabs it. They're in the midst of a line change, though, and the puck goes floating into the netting and out of play. We'll see where they put the face-off.
They're going to put it beyond the blue line. I think that was just a straight whiff by an Ohio State player, just skied it.
Well, in Wolverines in the NHL, Josh Norris picked up his first 2 career NHL points last night. The AHL Rookie of the Year from a year ago, playing with the Ottawa Senators. They are now playing their second game of the season right now in Hockey Night in Canada, which we've got on the television before the next NFL game comes on.
A mercifully Don Cherry-less Hockey Night in Canada.
Johnny Beecher chases after the puck as it's now into the Ohio State end. Ciccolini centering pass looking for Beecher. Now he takes a shot in the left circle that gets blocked. Ohio State continues to do a decent job in blocking shots, but Michigan's taking way more shot attempts than Ohio State. Now a wraparound try, a delayed penalty coming on Ohio State. I don't know what it's going to be, but Michigan will go to their second power play of the night.
I didn't see the penalty. I'm just going to take a guess and say that it's a hook because, well, when I don't know what it is, it's always a hook. But
Cross-check is the call.
Now I feel stupid.
Just over 7 minutes gone in the second period.
Well, Josh Norris, good for him. I mean, I'm always a little disappointed when I think about Josh Norris's Michigan career. Remember, he was the second-line center as a freshman. Bit of a hothead, but 8 goals, 15 assists on a Frozen Four team. He was a great player, had a bright career, and then had a fantastic start to the 18-19 season. The team wasn't very good, but he was excellent. He was their leader in points, and then hurt his shoulder at World Juniors, was out for the year, and then signed with the Senators, which I thought was a mistake at the time. I thought he needed some more maturation, but
he was correct about that.
Hey, bet on himself, and it worked. You can't fault him for that.
Michigan begins their power play back in their own end after Ohio State quickly cleared it out. Owen Power stands behind his own net, and he'll skate out to lead the rush. Michigan got a goal from Power on their lone power play so far, 1-for-1 on the night. Beniers brings it into the offensive zone. Kent Johnson has it. His pass through the diagonal zone, and then it tipped in on net. Nobody there to put it home. Beniers digs it from the corner, gets it to Johnson on the right wing half wall. He's got Blankenberg right point, Power left point. Power will slither down a little bit, find Blankenberg there, trying to tee up LaPointe in the middle. Back to Blankenberg at the top. His shot! And it just got a piece of something and goes out of play for a whistle.
I think that's the top of the bar. That was absolutely beautiful. You saw 3 or 4 moments where they could have just fired, and they just held off and held off and held off, cleared some space for Blankenberg, and just gunned it.
Bordelot will do this draw. Got Brisson out there with, trying to see who's on the far side. It's Pastujov and York standing at the point.
I think that's Beecher.
It's Beecher, yeah. And now Ohio State wins the faceoff. They clear it down. They've got a couple faceoff wins here in this period that have been very timely.
I completely forgot that it was a power play.
Strauss-Mann hands it off to Cam York. York over to Brisson. We saw this unit last night really struggle to get set up. We'll see if they can establish possession better here tonight. Bordelot across the blue line into the offensive zone. Finds Brisson there. Brisson over to Pastujov. Right wing side. Throws on the brakes. He'll find York at the top. Now down to Brisson, back across York to Bordelot. They're going to find York for the slap shot. He scores! Might have been tipped in front. We'll see who gets credit, but that's Michigan's second power play goal of the night. And with 11:14 to go in the second period, Michigan now leads 3-0.
Mike Pastujov is getting credit for the goal. That's a tip. I don't like being over here. I can't see the puck go in, but all right, look at the replay. Bordelot to York. York guns it. That's in off Pastujov. The only thing I can think of, because I heard it hit Tommy Napier's pad, the only thing I can think of is maybe it's a quick rebound. All right, here we go. We've got slow motion. We've got the slap shot. There's Pastujov's stick.
Yeah, it looks like he might have tipped it. Tough to tell. But he led the goal celebration for Michigan, so you think he's going to get credit for it.
That's on him. If that goes straight from the trajectory of York's shot, that maybe goes to the bar, that maybe gets in on its own, but with the direction it went between Napier's legs, that's absolutely a tip from Michael Pastujov.
Play resumes now. With the 11 minutes to go in the second period, we'll see if Ohio State plays with more urgency. They're playing with it a little bit right now. Jaden Leslie across to Quinn Preston. The Trenton, Michigan native gets pinned against the boards. Mark Sharametta, the transfer, skates around with it, takes a shot, deflects off a stick, goes high and over top of Strauss-Mann. That's Ohio State's first real shot attempts in a while. Now a turnover here for Michigan, and the shot is quickly blocked, though. Van Wy up towards Becker. Becker gets hit from behind and turns it over. Van Wy was going to take it away, though. Now potential odd man rush into the zone. A shot high and over top there on the far side by Peters.
Great last man defending by Keaton Pearson, forcing him to take that rushed shot. That's why it went high.
Ohio State down 3 goals now. They're going to have to try and claw their way back into this game. Becker hands it off to Kent Johnson. Johnson tries to go around number 9, Gabe Vidoli. Can't quite do so. Ohio State takes it away. Halfway gone now in the second period. Michigan's added to their advantage, and they're up 3-0. Skating down the left wing side is Singleton. He throws it through the crease. Now reverse the other way. Triolar with it on the doorstep. Can't get a shot away. Now he does. That one hops high and over top of man's pads. Goes out of play and takes out the whiteboard in the Children of Yost section.
There you go. That's what you know. That's what you want.
That's quite the deflection there.
I like it. I respect it. But that's one there again. Ohio State looking a little more alive. They're responding well to this goal. Where you saw you felt like they kind of lied down a little bit after that last one. But now Thomas Bordelot is tied with Kent Johnson as the leader in points. That's assist number 11 for him. And assist number 7 for Cam York. Michael Pastajov having a pretty solid season as a goal scorer, his 6th. But now it's 3-0 Michigan. They're shoveling the ice a little bit. Oh, yeah, this is the under 10 media timeout. Didn't even notice that, but that's one where that's a goal. I'll still never understand how what actually happened doesn't match up with my ears. I heard it strike Napier's pad. I couldn't believe it when they announced that it was actually a goal. That's why I thought maybe it hit Napier's pad and Pastajov got a little rebound, but it's 100% a deflection, so I don't understand how this happens sometimes. But regardless, Michigan now up 3-0. They came out up 2-0, and my feeling was that my general feeling is for Michigan to feel good, especially after what happened 7 days ago against Michigan State. You shouldn't feel good if Michigan is going into the third period with a 2-goal lead. It has to get up to 3 or 4 for you to feel really good about it. But now they're there 3-0, and Ohio State still giving up chances. So Michigan has an opportunity to put up a big number tonight.
The Morgan, Beniers, and Johnson line back out there as play resumes. Beniers leads the rush into the offensive zone. Kent Johnson to it. He gets knocked off the puck there by Guzzo, and Ohio State takes it away. Now it rims around and goes out of play off somebody. 9:19 to go in the second period. Final score for Minneapolis. Notre Dame 2, Minnesota 1. A sweep for the Irish. A huge weekend for them, and Michigan will be in South Bend next weekend. If Michigan can finish this one off, that'll be 2 hot teams meeting in South Bend for a huge series next weekend. And now the Gophers, after starting 11-0, have lost 3 in a row.
Well, last year it was the inverse of what you might expect. Michigan went to Compton Ice Arena and swept Notre Dame fairly convincingly, and then Notre Dame came here to Yost in the last week of the season on Senior Day and swept Michigan there. Now, Notre Dame just swept Michigan at Yost this season. You hope for another season of going the inverse, Michigan sweeping Notre Dame at Compton.
Play resumes. Brisson over to Blankenberg to power the other side. He spins around and evades the stick of Michael Gildon. Now Blankenberg flips it into the air. Ohio State had it for a moment. Now tapped back around. Buckeyes try to enter the zone, but Michigan just bogging down the blue line. Bordelot takes the puck. He tries to go around his man Regula. Ooh. Centering pass had Pastajov, and it just hopped over his stick. That's a great feed there from Thomas Bordelot. Now on the boards in the corner. Pastajov digs it free. Pass to Bordelot. Bordelot knocked off the puck for a moment. Gets it back. Circles around. Finds Trescott at the point. Now Brisson there takes a shot that goes high and wide. Now Ohio State is allowed to carry the puck as Michigan decides to get a line change, and now the puck comes all the way down. That'll be an icing as Trescott touches up.
You know, Brendan Brisson came in the first-round pick of the Vegas Golden Knights. Really, what he had staked his reputation on was the shot. He had a big shot, big one-timer, and to tell you the truth, since he's been at Michigan, haven't really seen it. Seen some great plays from him, no doubt. Clearly, he's got a more diverse set of weapons that he can score with than maybe a lot of people thought, but we still really haven't seen the shot from Brendan Brisson. If you see it, once you see it, Brendan Brisson should be one of the best goal scorers in college hockey.
Now a pass from Granowitz in front and a chance, and Michigan just couldn't quite tuck it free. And every time you start talking, Michigan's getting a scoring chance.
Well, shall I filibuster this broadcast?
It's a possibility. Ohio State and Michigan.
I'll get my Dr. Seuss books ready.
Continue to play. Now here's a pass up to Granowitz. Granowitz has got Ciccolini with him. He leaves it to Ciccolini, draws to the forehand, goes out wide, trying to find York there, gets it to him, but then York had it hop off his stick. Ohio State might have players the other way, but Ciccolini's able to get back. Trailer and another shot block from Eric Ciccolini. Michigan didn't do a ton of shot blocking in the first half of the season. They've done it really well this weekend, and that's why they're playing well with the 3-0 lead at the moment. 7:20 to go here in period number 2. Michigan 3, Ohio State 0. Puck behind the OSU net as Michigan forecheckers engage. Nolan Moyle down there with Van Wy doing work. LaPointe comes over to try to hold it in. Can't quite do so. Now it trickles out before Michigan hoovers it right up. Van Wy is there. He passes it towards LaPointe. Now it pinballs over by Moyle. He's in the corner. Oh, Buckeyes converge. A shot comes in, loose in front. Van Wy scores! And Michigan leads 4-0 on the loose puck. A scramble in front of the net. Garrett Van Wy ripped it in, and we're going to get a goaltending change.
Well, if you told me Garrett Van Wy scored a goal with no attached thoughts, that's kind of exactly what I would. The goal that he just scored is kind of exactly what I'd imagine it would be. You have Power, gets it in there to Van Wy, and Van Wy goes right in on Napier. That's a greasy goal there. Is Michigan up 4-0 now. Perfect placement by Van Wy over Napier's shoulder.
And the screen from LaPointe there.
Actually, I can't tell. Actually, no. He might have gotten it over the pad, but just under the shoulder, but at the trajectory that puts it in the top shelf.
Napier exits the game in favor of Evan Moyes, backup goaltender from Olmsted Falls, Ohio. Moyes, I believe, has extremely long hair. Either that or it's a Kelly Rudy style bandana, but it obscures his nameplate on the back of his jersey. It's a sight you're used to seeing if you watch women's hockey, obviously, with the longer hair, but you don't see that much in college hockey.
I respect
for men.
Well, I respect it. I'm certainly not in a position to judge people for having long hair.
There's a quick shot that is ripped wide by Ohio State as play resumes. Michigan now with the 4-0 lead. Beniers pushes it into the offensive zone. Michigan now at 24 shots to 13.
Whoa.
Now a loose chance in front, and a player is dumped behind the play. That's a Wolverine. It's going to be another penalty coming on Ohio State, I believe. I looked down to see the score, the stat sheet to look at the shot distribution and missed it. You can recap what happened there.
Well, you saw the puck went a little loose, and you see there's a quick turnover. Kent Johnson comes in close, and he just gets cleaned out. Can't see who that is that did it, and Johnson's under him there.
Number 20, Matt Cassidy, will be the one headed to the box for a cross-check, and with just under 6 minutes to go in the period, Michigan now can pour it on and go up 5-0 with the man advantage.
For a moment, I thought that they were going to get Moisey with the goal or with the penalty for tripping and have someone else serve, but on further review, Kent Johnson just gets absolutely cleaned out by Cassidy.
Michigan's power play begins. They got it. York at the top. That's how they scored last time. Bordelot in the circle. Back to York. Another drive and a big rebound, but Michigan can't find it, and it's promptly cleared on down by Ohio State. Mann comes out behind the net to hand it off to Cam York.
That's about as clear a cross-check as you will see by Matt Cassidy on Kent Johnson there with the stick right to the name.
Bordelot skates in, hands it off. Michigan comes in. Beecher circles around. He's going to wait, and he'll find York at the top. He reverses over to Brisson, back to York, right at the Big Ten logo, now towards Bordelot, and it hops under his stick. Now in the corner, trying to dig it free. York with it. Now over towards Brisson, back to York, now over to Bordelot. Bordelot skates in, takes a shot, and a rebound chance for Pastajov, and now a stick goes flying into the air.
I don't really.
That might be a penalty on Michigan.
Yep, that's a penalty on Mike. That's
unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe.
Mike Pastajov for unsportsmanlike conduct. How does that happen? So Pastajov goes in close. Oh yeah, 100%.
The stick fell on the ground and then he flipped it up into the air.
Yeah, that was Quinn Preston's stick because Pastajov gets in close, tries to get it under Moisey's pad. Good stop by Moisey, and Preston and Pastajov are in there. Preston kind of just loses his grip on his stick and goes to the ground. Mike Pastajov, frustrated that he didn't get his second goal tonight, flips that one high up in the air. That's an obvious one. Can't be doing that.
Now Matty Beniers will do the face-off. Another minute of 4-on-4 play. Then it'll be a minute of an Ohio State power play. Owen Power to it, and he gets right on his horse, and you just look at him glide into the offensive zone. Hands it off to, I think, Kent Johnson there in the corner. Yep. Now his pass for nobody is then taken away. Now Beniers has a chance. Beniers a shot and a save there by Moyes, and then it goes into the corner. Tipped around, Ohio State will carry it out. 2-on-2 rush, Blankenberg and Power. Blankenberg gets his stick in there well, and then he delivers a hard hit. Borderline for a potential boarding, but no call coming.
He was in profile to the board. He wasn't directly facing it.
Power hands it off to Beniers. He'll cut through the middle, now cut back the other direction, and just dump it into the zone. Michigan will send Ciccolini and Beniers off. They'll get a wholesale change right now. 4 minutes remaining in the period. 10 seconds left in the Michigan, or rather the Ohio State penalty. Then the Buckeyes will go to the power play, but they carry this puck in off sides. We'll do a face-off. 5 seconds left in the 4-on-4.
Well, right now on the ice is Kiernan, Truscott, Moyle, and Van Wy. That's a penalty kill lineup. That's something Mel Pearson, with 10 seconds left, all right, is basically saying, all right, we're not doing anything in this 4-on-4. Let's put these guys in there and be ready for when Ohio State returns to full strength and goes on the power play.
4:03 to go in the period. Michigan wins that face-off, and they're content to just let the penalty expire, and then York will be able to clear it down without the threat of an icing. That'll kill off a few more seconds. Ohio State will have about 45 seconds once they exit the zone.
And they're keeping York out there.
Well, they like him as an all-situations defender, and he's watching it right now. Van Wy gets to it. He clears it out. Michigan killed off the lone Ohio State power play so far in this game. Michigan now 2 for 3 on the power play after that penalty had expired. Now Ohio State carries it in. Leighton Ahak, careful stick work to get past the blue line and gain the zone. Ahak spins it down, and Blankenberg rockets it off the boards. And now here goes Luke Morgan. Morgan's speed comes down the right wing side. He's got space. He takes his shot, and Moyes makes the save.
That was always going to be low percentage. Great positioning by Moyes to see where it was headed. He probably realized early on that Morgan was going to win that battle and going to have that chance.
Now an ugly icing here for Ohio State. You never want to ice the puck while you're on the power play, and they do that. It's just been a rough night and a rough weekend for the Buckeyes as they trail 4-0 now with 3:06 to go in the second frame.
Well, realistically, there's 6 seconds left in the power play. If Michigan wins this faceoff, they can just play keep away for 10 seconds, get a change, and you kill off the penalty very easily.
Well, that's why they put Bordeleau out there to win the draw. He wasn't able to do that, but now 2 seconds, 1 in the penalty, and Pastajov is now out of the box. Michigan back to full strength. Shot comes in, blocker to side.
It's not killed off. They haven't made a change yet.
That is fair. Bordeleau pushes it just past the blue line. Ohio State picks it up, then Bordeleau takes it away. Bordelow's off to the races. He gets taken down from behind.
That's about as effective a way to stop a break without getting a penalty as you'll see.
And now a lead pass. Ohio State might have a 2-on-1. Karanen's going to take away the passing lane, and then a really feeble pass. After all that, no real shot comes in. Pastajov comes down the right wing side, holds on to it, drags it to his forehand. Pass across Cam York. Down low, another pass through to the slot. No one home to get it, though. Ohio State scoops it up. Buckeyes poke it into the offensive zone. Mann's trying to hand it off to Person, and kind of ran into him. Now Michigan gets to it. Beniers and Johnson out there. Johnson's pass to York across the blue line. York gains the zone, draws it to the forehand, then to the backhand, and throws it along the boards. Now it comes out to Beniers at the top. Beniers waits. Beniers dumps it into the corner. Becker goes after him. Now Pearson picks it up. He takes a shot. He scores! It was tipped in front, I'm pretty sure, by somebody.
That was.
But that'll put Michigan up 5-0.
Well.
With 1:42 to go in the second period, the Wolverines are body slamming the Buckeyes here on Saturday night at Yost.
Well, this is the champagne hockey that Michigan has hinted at multiple times this season that they can play. You saw it in Game 1 against Arizona State. You saw it last Friday against Michigan State. And now you see it again.
I think that was tipped in front by Kent Johnson. They're going to give the goal to Pearson, and it looked like someone got a stick on it.
They should not be giving it to Pearson. I think that's Kent Johnson.
Yeah, they announced it on the it's listed on the television
there you go.
screen, but on stat broadcast it's still Pearson. We'll wait for the official goal announcement. Regardless, 5-0 Michigan under 90 seconds to go here in the second period.
Yep, Kent Johnson is now number 1 in points by himself.
Quinn Preston slides it along the boards. Jaden Leslie attempts to grab it. Now a shot comes in from the point, deflects high and over top of man. Ohio State's had just 5 shots in this period. Michigan has had 12. Now another shot blocked by Owen Power, picked back up by Ahak. Nice feed there to Gabriel. They find Sharametta short side. He tries to tuck it in. That's maybe the best look they've had all night, but Mann makes the easy stop. Just hugs the post and holds his ground. Loose puck in the neutral zone is sent on in by Granowitz. It makes contact with Moyes in the net, so there's no icing. Ohio State comes in. Trescott easily takes it away, gets it up to Philip Lapointe. Lapointe centers it for Moyle, taken away by the Scarlet and Gray. Shot comes wide of the net, rims around the boards, whacked out by Lapointe. Here comes Moyle down the right wing side, gaining speed, comes in, takes a shot that's blocked by Ohio State defenders in the circle. Michigan creeping up now on 30 shots in the second period. Karenin banks it off the boards. Under 10 seconds left to go here in the second stanza. Ohio State enters the offensive zone. One last chance, and that's blocked by Trescott. Michigan, a dominant showing. They tally 3 more times in that period. Goals by Pastujov, Van Wy, and we think Kent Johnson.
Yeah, right now it says Keaton Pearson the goal, Matty Beniers with the assist. It should be Kent Johnson goal, Pearson and Beniers on the assist. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they announced the stat change right at the beginning of the third period. But right now, as far as the team is going, Michigan's getting into the territory where you just say they're getting it all out after the loss to State last Saturday. This is an angry hockey team, and they're playing like it. And they've managed to stay focused against this Buckeye team that has consistently gotten under their skin over the years. This is an absolutely fantastic effort.
Michigan leads 5-0 after 2 periods. And they're giving the goal to Becker officially. I guess he was the one who got his stick on it and not Johnson, but they do make the correction there.
All right, well, nobody can figure it out, but
Michigan leads 5-0. Shots 29-16 in the game. Not much else to be said about this dominant effort. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to bring you the third period. Welcome back now to the third period between Michigan and Ohio State. Michigan leads 5-0 here at Yost Ice Arena. A dominant performance thus far, and they are shooting the Buckeyes 29-16 at this juncture. It's just been a complete effort tonight.
I mean, Michigan, since the first, I don't even think I would say that first series against Arizona State counts as this, but something they've been looking for all season is just stringing two games together. We know they have the talent to beat anybody in the country by a lot of goals, and they have on Fridays, but on Saturdays they just haven't been able to string it together. I mean, they've only won one game on Saturday, and it was Wisconsin. It was 3-on-3, so it technically is only 1 point, 2 points. So this is one you look at and you say, finally, this is what you wanted out of them. This is what you've wanted to see out of Michigan for years, was stringing two complete games together. This is the only time, I think, of the Mel Pearson era where I look at a Michigan team and I say this team looks stronger in Game 2 than they do in Game 1. I mean, this is the only thing I could. This might be a situation similar to the Notre Dame game, Notre Dame series at Compton last year, where they went in down on their luck and then swept them on the road. This is one where you say, all right, maybe this is where it clicks. This is where it's turned the corner. Strauss-Mann, you worry, might be a little rusty, might be a little out of rhythm because he's used to starting every game. Didn't start on Friday. He's been fine. He's really only faced one or two real good chances, including that one at the end, but there held his nerve right there and blocked the shot. So, I mean, really, with the third period, just keep doing what you're doing. If you get tired, maybe tighten up a little bit defensively. But at this moment, you have every reason to feel very good going forward.
Just about ready for the puck drop here on the third period. And we are underway. Johnny Beecher wins that one back for Michigan. The goals tonight for Michigan: Beecher, Power, Passageo, Van Wy, and Becker, two of which with the man advantage. Puck comes immediately into the Ohio State zone, and that's where Michigan just wants to play this third period. Salted away on the offensive end. Ciccolini sends it up to the point. Keaton Pearson's pass across is picked off by Quinn Preston, and it's a 2-on-1. Preston comes in, leaves it behind. There's a shot and a save by Strauss-Mann. That's been by far the best look of the night by Ohio State. Their first real odd man rush of the night. And Strauss-Mann makes the big save. Johnny Beecher whistles a hard shot wide of Moyes on the other end.
And that's one where you worry a little bit about Keaton Pearson there. He could lay out. He decided to just take the defense and let Ohio State play and get the shot in close. You worry a little bit about Keaton Pearson unintentionally screening Strauss-Mann there, but great stand by both of them to stop that one from going in. That looked for sure. That had a goal written all over it.
Puck sent into the corner. Thomas Bordelot goes after it. Brisson picks it up, tries to center it, and then taken away. Here come the Buckeyes the other direction. Colin Peters down the left wing, then turned aside, and Michigan will carry it out the other way. From the back end up to Tate Singleton into the offensive end. And again, Michigan's just played so disciplined defensively this weekend. Right there, Ohio State carries into the zone.
See, arm in the air. That's going to be on Michigan.
And now,
here we go.
Some fighting after the play, looks like, in the corner. That's the corner we have trouble seeing.
Yeah, that's the rivalry. That's where it's starting to come out. Ohio State frustrated. I think the penalty is going to be on Michigan.
It's definitely going to be on Michigan, the initial one. We'll see if there's a second one assessed.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Blankenberg for a board. That's just what I saw, and it's not going to be Blankenberg. It's going to be, who is that? That's going to be Brisson.
Yes, Brisson, and it looks like Ohio State is going to have a man in the box too.
I think it's going to be
for the after the play stuff. Colin Peters will head there as well.
I think it's going to be Brisson for boarding. I think he's definitely the guilty party there. I saw an Ohio State player on the ice, a Michigan player standing over them right in that corner. Absolutely a board. That's another one they might have to look at, and I think they are. No, he's not going into the booth. They're just explaining it. But, yeah, I think Colin Peters there might have gotten an unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know if that's a call that really needs to be made. not the boarding. The boarding absolutely needs to be called, but that unsportsmanlike conduct, that didn't seem like a big deal. Mel Pearson just shaking his head. That isn't the first time this season Brendan Brisson has gotten called for boarding and made a dangerous play. I mean, remember there was one early in the season against Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That one I felt did Brisson got a minor for that? I thought it should have been a major in a game misconduct. Honestly, that's one of the more dangerous plays I've ever seen a player make. But either way.
So Ohio State's got a man sitting in the box, but it's 5-on-4 right now, and I'm not sure what has been assessed to Peters.
And the scoreboard says Blankenberg is in the box. Ohio State's got 5.
But I don't know why they have a player in the box.
Does Michigan have 2 guys in the box?
I don't know. We can't tell. That's the angle we're obstructed by. But if they had 2 in the box, it could potentially. I mean, yeah, there could be 2 offsetting penalties.
Yeah, exactly, like an offsetting penalty and then another guy. I wonder if they got both Blankenberg and Peters for unsportsmanlike conduct, and then
they haven't announced anything.
They just did. Hold on, let me see. It's not on the stats yet. We'll update it when we have information.
Well, Ohio State hasn't done anything with this power play yet. They're already a minute done with it, and they haven't gotten a shot on goal yet.
Yeah, Michigan hasn't cleared it out of the zone yet, though.
Now here's a shot that comes in from Sharametta. Michigan gets to it, and they chip it on out. Down the ice goes Bortolo chasing after it. Evan Moyes slides it around to Grant Gabriel. Gabriel finds Tate Singleton in the middle. And then Jaden Leslie puts it in. Jacob Triscott slings it around. Not out, though. Ohio State skates down with it. But that pass from Regula is to nobody, and it bounces out of the zone. 30 seconds left in the man advantage for Ohio State. 3 minutes gone here in this third period. 5-0 Michigan on top.
Stat still isn't updated. We're still not really sure what's going on. Either way, 15 seconds left in the power play. Looks like this is going to be one of the more straightforward penalty kills.
Now entering the offensive zone are the Buckeyes. Dominic Vidoli brings it in, and Moyes is tapping his stick, letting his teammates know the penalty is done. Michigan is back to full strength, but that Ohio State guy is still sitting in the box.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Maybe he just wanted a break from his teammates.
He just needed a vacation.
C.J. Regula with the puck in his own end. It's turned around there. Kent Johnson hounding him.
Oh, you know what? He's sitting in the box because you can't. Because if it's if 5 guys are on the ice and you have a guy in the box, you need to wait for the stoppage.
Yes, but I don't know what he was there for in the first place.
I don't.
4 minutes gone now in the third period. Ahak behind his own net.
Did you see who it was who came out of the Michigan box? Brisson's still in there. That was Blankenberg coming out. So it was offsetting penalties. Blankenberg and Peters, or Brisson and Peters, their penalties offset. That's why Blankenberg was on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and now they come out as we just got a whistle. Brisson and Peters are heading to their bench. That's a good call.
So Brisson, I didn't hear what the referee said it was a call, but I would definitely say it's either a boarding or a cross check.
I think they said cross check.
Cross check. All right, I think that's generous. It should have been a board. Peters, I would guess Peters and Blankenberg then got unsportsmanlike conduct or roughing. That's just my guess. We don't have any updates yet, so on our scorecard. So we'll just have to see. That's an ice.
That'll be an icing, but Michigan's going to win the race.
Never mind.
Pastajov gets to it. Fadiev comes out of his own zone. Pass there to Guzzo. Too far for the intended target. Brisson takes it away.
All right, here we go. They got all 3 of them for cross-checking.
All 3 for cross-checking.
That must have been Brisson cross-checks somebody. Peters comes in and cross-checks Brisson, then Blankenberg hits him from behind. That's the only thing I can think of.
Brisson enters the zone. Bortolo's centering pass finds Guzzo, but I think we're going to get a penalty here on Ohio State.
That's another cross-check. That's on Cassidy.
It's going to be on number 21, Joe Dunlap. Dunlap last night I only called his name to announce he was going to the box, and that's the first time we've called his name tonight, and it's also because he's heading to the box.
Okay, Ulf. I mean, so I think honestly, I don't know if that was much of a call, to tell you the truth. I mean, I thought that
I think they're calling it a little tighter here in the third
they're
period
definitely
because
calling
of the
it
escalating violence.
Yeah, they're calling it a little tighter because of that, and that's probably the right decision by the referees. I'm a little, honestly, I didn't see it because I thought it was Cassidy, because I thought Cassidy got what could I get, like when they called it and looked like they were looking that way, I thought they were going to call Cassidy, but it looked like a cross-check on Bordalo. Okay, yeah, that is the cross-check. I just got the guy wrong. What?
The player is coming. They're going to review it, I think, for a major.
They're going to
Let's take a look on
I
the
was about to
replay.
say, if what I think they called the penalty on actually was the penalty, that I don't even know why they're looking at this. That was a I thought that I thought I saw a soft cross check on Bordalo, or a cross check against Bordalo by apparently Dunlap, but they're not showing it.
They're not showing a single replay yet. We just keep getting to see Mel Pearson.
Yeah, we just see Mel Pearson's eyes. I don't get it.
Dunlap had to leave the box to make room for the referees. Okay, here comes the replay. It's on the Jumbotron. It'll be on the television in a moment.
Okay, it's behind the play. It's something that we are not privy to. Oh!
He dumped a guy behind the play.
I see what they're doing. So Dunlap comes in late. That's a high hit on somebody. I can't see who that is.
And that makes sense because we said it was Cassidy that was going to get
exactly.
the penalty,
I thought it was
but
Cassidy,
it wasn't Cassidy
for the cross check.
It was totally away from the play.
It was something that was totally away from the play. It must have just been a delay. I know why they're reviewing it. They're reviewing it as a potential hit to the head. I think that's Truscott, the one who takes the hit from Dunlap. The stick.
I don't think he gets him in the head. But
yeah, I don't think he gets him in the head. The stick is definitely high. I think he gets arm. So
it also doesn't help that the angle we're getting to see is like from a million miles away.
Pretty terrible.
It's like looking at ants.
Yeah, they're saying.
Here come the referees.
They're saying that it's a Michigan challenge.
Two minutes for roughing on the ice stands.
That's probably the right call. I think what Mel Pearson might have been looking for is either a major and/or a game misconduct, but I don't see it. I mean, the stick was high, but I mean, I think if there had been no interference, he would have gotten him just above the number, just below the neck, maybe at a weak spot on the pads, but definitely not a neck or head shot that would have merited a major.
Regardless, Michigan goes to the power play, and they now have a chance to go up 6 goals if they can get their third power play goal of the game. They've got the Beniers unit out there to start it. Power brings it up, leaves it behind himself. Blankenberg will enter the zone, evading a couple Buckeyes, and then his pass to the center is easily picked off right to Quinn Preston.
Say that looked like Quinn looks like you intended to pass to Quinn Preston. That was a beauty.
Power will come up again. This time they'll have Beniers do the zone entry. He does it with a small pass to Kent Johnson. Buckeyes bogged it down but couldn't get it past the blue line. Blankenberg holds it left point. Down low to Beniers at the goal line. Back to Blankenberg at the top, to Power left point. Now back to Kent Johnson. Johnson to Blankenberg. Back to Johnson. Now to Beniers in front of the net. Backhand pass. Now up to the top. Blankenberg booms one, and I think it's in
It's in his sweater.
Yeah, it's in the clothes of the man who cut down that.
It's in his sock.
It's in Jennings' uniform.
It was in his sock. That's awesome.
Now he manages to get it out of his uniform, and they'll redo the face-off in the offensive zone for Michigan. They'll bring the Bordalo unit out.
That's right. He's not going to be able to feel his left calf tomorrow. I mean, that Blankenberg's got a pretty big shot.
Bordalo wins the draw back. York there. Finds Bordalo. Half wall. Back to York. Now Brisson far side. Brisson back to York. Now to Pastajov in the circle. Cross ice pass to Bordalo. Back to York. Back to Brisson. Michigan looking for that good shot. Bordalo with a slap shot deflects off the stick of Ahak. And out of play, we'll do another face-off. 33 seconds left in the Michigan power play.
I think that one might have actually got him on the angle. I mean, but Michigan hasn't had any fantastic chances so far.
They're very relaxed right now.
Exactly. They're much more relaxed in this period. The urgency isn't really there, and there Ahak getting some ice. I think that one got him right on the ankle. But That's one. Oh no, excuse me. I think that's Jennings. But this is one where where Michigan, they're bleeding the clock. There's only 13 and a half minutes left.
York to Brisson as play resumes. York back to Bordeleau, back to York. His blast is knocked down in front. Brisson was there, couldn't get a shot away, and York can't hold it in. It'll go down, 15 seconds left. This might do it for the rest of the power play. Michigan will get...
Michigan's in no hurry.
York skates through the middle, makes a pass over to Trescott. He enters the zone, banks it off the boards, and then a whiff there, and now it's a 2-on-1. Van Wy turned it over. Ohio State skates in. The shot didn't even hit the cage. Now it bounces high off the glass. Van Wy gets to it. He tries to get it out of the zone. Triolar shoots from the point, and it just feebly goes wide of the net. Now Buckeyes skate up. Triolar a shot again, and that's a good save by Mann. He's made a couple nice saves here in this period. Now another try comes in, and a deflection in front puts it high and over top. Buckeyes with their best few chances of the night, arguably, here in the last couple moments. Now Mann makes another save.
Well, that was the closest one to going in. I mean, if you try to beat Strauss-Mann with speed, you're not going to be able to, but that was one that was lofted high and a little slower, kind of listing to Strauss-Mann's right. See if you could catch him napping there, or play for the deflection. That's probably the closest Ohio State's come to scoring a goal.
12:34 to go in the contest.
Okay, correction. Peters and Blankenberg got the call for cross-checking. Peters and Brisson both for unsportsmanlike conduct.
That makes more sense. Regula pass across, shot there from Jennings, save by Mann. Ohio State's now past the 20-shot threshold. Michigan sits at 32. Beecher chases it up. Buckeyes control in their own end. Skating around is Sharametta. Turns it over, though, and York falls down. Shot from the point comes in. Beecher knocks it down. It comes in on Moyes, and he'll just squeeze it. Stick of Sharametta got kind of slashed in half, and there's a couple pieces laying on the ice. The referees will have to collect. 12:07 now to go in the game.
Yeah, that's not the common stick break you see. That one, like just the top, the hilt was the one that broke. Usually you see it break right at the blade or cleanly in half if you get it right in the middle of a check, but I don't know if I've ever seen the hilt snap off before.
Luke Morgan to do the face-off with Jennings. He wins it back. LaPointe takes a shot. That one deflected by Morgan in front of the net. Goes wide. Becker pushes it towards York, and a weird pinball now goes just wide of the net. York over to Beniers. That one bogs down momentarily. Now Ohio State is to it in
hand pass.
Another whistle. It's been choppy the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, basically most of this game, it's actually been pretty smooth. There haven't been a whole lot of stoppages, even with all the penalties. The power plays have all gone incredibly quickly, but this one, there's a little more. There was that stoppage for the cross-check and the unsportsmanlike conduct. There was that stop for the roughing. Both those power plays took a little bit longer, and then you've got the hand pass there by Ohio State.
5-0 Michigan, 11:42 to go in the game. Luke Morgan wins the drawback yet again, but then Ohio State quickly to it. Leighton Ahak banks it off the boards. Blankenberg read it perfectly. LaPointe to it. Pass across. Owen Power comes down the left wing side. Finds Blankenberg at the top. He rips a shot, and a great glove save there from Moyes. Had to do the full splits to snag it.
Well, we've seen Blankenberg do that before. You and I were both there for the duel in the D last year. Blankenberg absolutely ripped a shot past John Letherman. It was absolutely beautiful. Almost did that there, but Moyes, fantastic reaction and fantastic job of standing his ground, not getting yanked back by that shot.
Bordeleau face-off to the right of Moyes, and Bordeleau is able to snare it. Brisson banks it off the boards. Pastujov comes into the corner. Puck taken away. Then it's batted back the other direction. Bordeleau has to shoulder off Triolar, and it comes the other direction. Colin Peters to it. Bordeleau went flying, sort of acrobatic. Now he's to his feet. Ohio State clears it out.
Well, nothing Bordeleau does is boring, not even getting hit.
Blankenberg back to it, circles around in his own end, makes a pass to Power, back to Blankenberg. Power waits in his own end. He'll just go back behind the Michigan net. Wolverines have not allowed an even strength goal this weekend. 2 on the power play last night, ceded to Quinn Preston.
Ooh.
Now Power fans on his pass and then got pushed hard against the boards by Tate Singleton, the goal scorer last night.
That was just Owen Power having the puck a little too long.
Bordelot now skates up with it, tries to draw it to his forehand, and again gets bumped by Marooney. Singleton to it, takeaway, but Michigan couldn't find it. Puck was loose in front of the Buckeye net, but Brisson didn't get the tape on it. Now comes back down into the Ohio State zone. Errant pass goes just wide of the netminder Moyes. Moyle picks it up, circles around through the zone, throws on the brakes, takes a shot that comes in and pushed aside there by Moyes. Along the boards, Moyle and Van Wy jostle with a few Buckeyes. Comes back the other direction. OSU throws it in the Michigan end over halfway home here in the third period. Michigan still leads by the 5-0 edge they held after the second period.
Now, Nolan Moyle there trying to play the shot. Nolan Moyle really kind of established himself as a bit of a big game player at Michigan. Of course, the game everyone remembers for and really where he established his reputation 2 years ago in 2019 on Friday. 2 goals against Ohio State, the equalizer and the game winner.
Yep.
Late. Really endowed himself and his whole line of Garrett Van Wy and Dakota Raby as a bit of a cult figure among Michigan hockey fans.
Ohio State comes up and enters the zone, but Michigan quickly to it. Luke Morgan hands it over to Cam York. York banks it off the end boards. Now through the middle, Kent Johnson enters the zone, pass diagonally to Beniers. Now it finds Pearson at the top. York's shot comes in. Oh, and a loose puck just dribbles through the crease. Kent Johnson picks it up. Pass to Beniers, can't quite find him. Now along the boards, and it comes back out. York smacks at it, and then it deflects into the benches. 8:33 to go in the game, and we should be heading to the final commercial timeout of the contest.
Yeah, they're going to put that face-off right at that dot. That's when both players really get the touch to it. Oh, no, they're actually going to put it at center ice. But Michigan really kind of has the afterburners on in this period. They're not really going for the throat they were in the first two periods, but at this point, Mel Pearson can't be happier with the way they've played today. They've really showed up on this Saturday. Unlike anything else I've seen, I think Michigan play on a Saturday. The closest thing might be Wisconsin last year, but that was against a terrible team. So you really couldn't be happier if you're that Michigan coaching staff. These players have come out energized. They've come out ready to play, and they've come out with a lot of energy. And even in this third period when they're coasting, they're still looking like the more dangerous team.
That was a quick commercial timeout, and they're trying to get the crowd to make some noise. The only crowd that is here are parents who, not enough of them in the building to really make a lot of noise, but they turned the PA way up to like 100 right now.
I was about to say, I'm looking at this right now. As far as fans in the stadium, there is maybe 30. I mean, like there's the cardboard cutouts of the Michigan of the NHL of the Wolverines in the NHL, and you've got some cardboard cutout children of Yost, but well, they're not talking.
Wolverines bring it in as play resumes, bank it off the end boards. OSU's replacement goalie Evan Moyes plays it right to a Michigan player. That was Beecher. He put it through the crease. Granowitz wasn't able to get a stick on it though. Strauss-Mann comes out to play it.
That was a mistake.
Hands it off to Power. They don't suffer from it though. Michigan brings it out of the zone. Now turnover. Granowitz knocked off the puck. Ahak pass back across. Vidoli turns it over. Michigan snags it there under 8 minutes to go in the game. 5-0 Wolverines, and they are just played so steady and calm in this third period, controlling the puck and dominating play. Banked into the offensive zone by the netminder Moyes. Maroney rims it around to Triolar. Triolar almost turned it over. Then Maroney back to it. Brisson brings him down, but no penalty. York skates down, evading a defender.
Triolar's hurt.
Yeah, he's going to the bench. Puck along the boards. Tate Singleton turns it over. Pastujov picked it up. His shot!
Ooh.
And a good save
almost
by
had a
Moyes. Pastujov skating through the zone, finds York at the top. York makes a little move, goes around his man Singleton, trying to find a passing lane. Now he waits. They made contact with the referee. Now Bordelot has come on, chases after it, but Maroney is to it. He'll bank it off the boards. Keaton Pearson gets knocked off the puck by Guzzo. He's right in. He shoots in.
Nope.
It goes out of play.
But they are going to call a penalty.
And it's going to be a holding penalty on Keaton Pearson. He has had an up and down weekend. And he'll head to the box.
Well, he's got one assist tonight. Now, let's see if we can find this, because it's on Keaton Pearson. Yeah, that's not a penalty on Brisson for Triolar going down. That's just unfortunate. Skate got caught. Down he goes. I think that's knee goes the way it shouldn't. That's something he'll probably just sit there on the bench, maybe the rest of the game. No, he's out there. But as far as the penalty, I didn't really see it. I figured if there was a hold going into Strauss-Man, he might have a case for a penalty shot. But, for some reason, penalty shots never get called ever.
Ohio State will now get their 5th power play of the night, is what it's saying on Stat Broadcast. They're 0 for 4 tonight. Nolan Moyle takes that puck away and immediately banks it out of the zone.
Yeah, if there's some coaching for Mel Pearson to do after this game, and that is tone down on the penalties. They've had penalty issues pop up really all season long, which is, I suppose, is unsurprising if you have a team that is so many young players on it. They don't not as great controlling their emotions.
Also, in this weekend, Ohio State is making Michigan try and take penalties. That's what Ohio State does. They engage you physically to try and goad you into heading into the box because they're strong on special teams.
Not tonight, they aren't.
That is correct. Ahak enters the zone. Already 45 seconds gone in this man advantage for OSU, and they haven't gotten a shot yet. Just struggling to keep it in the zone at the moment.
Did Blankenberg lose a stick?
I don't know. I mean, that's, again,
No, he still got it.
This is a perspective that we struggle to see from our vantage point.
I thought he had both hands spread. I couldn't tell if he'd lost his stick and was just playing as a body, or he was one-handing it.
Michigan clears it right out. Grant Gabriel stands behind his own net. Minute 15 gone now in the power play.
Well, if there's a place you want to do a penalty kill from, the offensive zone is one way to do it.
Singleton brings it up just past the blue line. Now the puck rims around, out to the top. It hops right over the stick.
Can Bordelot win that race?
No, he got close on Vidoli, but puts pressure on him. We saw Bordelot last night in a similar situation steal the puck from Ohio State right in front of their own net, almost score on it when they were shorthanded. Vidoli's pass across for Regula. Thundering shot on in. Now Scarlet and Gray will settle it down. Only 6 seconds left in the man advantage, though. Karen in a physical bump. Now they pass it out. A shot. Good save by Mann. Kicked into the corner. Under 5 minutes to go in the game as Michigan returns to full strength. Keaton Pearson onto the ice. Michigan's got 3 defensemen out there with 2 forwards at the moment. 4:30 now left in the game. 5-0 Michigan. And Keaton Pearson's going to jump up on the rush, and then he'll just deposit into the offensive zone. Wholesale change for Michigan. Luke Morgan out there keeping the Buckeye defenseman honest. Blankenberg misplayed that one, gets past him. Now a pass and a shot and a save by Mann. Another abbreviated odd man rush for Ohio State, but Strauss-Mann finally has gotten a few opportunities to get involved here in the third period, and he's looked sharp.
Well, Mann collapsed on that puck, then he looked behind him. He worried for a second it might have gone past him, but Michigan's captain, again, standing strong tonight. This is the part, 4 minutes left, where you start thinking about, is Ohio State even going to bother pulling Moyes?
No, you're down 5 goals. You don't pull it. Not in this situation. Face-off won by the Wolverines in their own zone, and it's flipped all the way down the ice. Granowitz got there alongside Maroney. Granowitz trying to dig it free. And he drags down Maroney. That's going to be a penalty on Granowitz.
Easily. That's one that looks scary. I mean, Granowitz had the stick hooked around on Maroney. That almost looked like he was trying to use it to choke him. It'll be interesting to see what they call there. I think there's very much a case to call roughing. They might even just call a major and send him out.
Nope, 2 minutes for holding. He held all of the body there.
Yeah, well, that's a little intimidating. That's not a great look for Nick Granowitz.
3:52 to go in the game. 5-0 Michigan on top, and they've now got to kill another penalty here. And the face-off, immediately puck is slingshot right back down the ice. Moyes gives it to Gabriel. Michigan on the verge now of picking up 6 points on the weekend, which would put them at 17 in the conference through 12 games played. And we'll talk about the standings implications at the next face-off. Gabriel at his own blue line hands it off to Ahak. He'll come up and enter the zone. Michigan trying to preserve the 5-0 shutout. But they have another minute and 23 seconds to kill of this 5-on-4 advantage. Triolar deflects it into the netting and out of play. Minnesota will sit at 2.25 points per game. Wisconsin 1.9, Notre Dame 1.8, Michigan 1.42, Penn State down at 1.17, Ohio State 1.08, and Michigan State 1.0. So you kind of have a top three and then a bottom three. Michigan in the middle, but if they play the way they have this weekend, they can get into that top three.
Well, this can start to look an awful lot like last season. They had a very poor start to the 1920 season, then really turned it around. I think that I actually feel pretty confident they would have beaten Ohio State at the Schottenstein Center and gotten into the NCAA tournament that way had that game actually been played. Of course, that was when everybody was hit with the realities of COVID-19 and everything got canceled. That was not fun at all for anyone.
Face off to the right of Mann. Michigan wins it, and Blankenberg whips it off the boards and all the way down into the benches. And just like that, we have another face-off. Score update in the NFL. Buffalo Bills 3, Baltimore Ravens 0 in the early stages of the second quarter in that one.
The Ravens just got a free play, 5 free yards. Bills player jumped, but that's one to watch once you're done listening to us, or maybe watch while.
Puck is put back down on another draw. Regula at the point across, finds Vidoli. Shot comes in. Mann had it for a moment, then he lost it, and now Michigan sends it on down. Moyes comes out to play it. Shots in this period now, Ohio State 12, Michigan 7. That's partially because Michigan has been kind of content to just play an even-keeled game, up 5 goals. 2:30 now left in the contest, 35 seconds in the Granowitz penalty. Shot comes in high and wide of the net. Regula holds it the far side. Now back to Vidoli across. Now another shot comes in, that one not close to the cage. Loose in front, Mann is down on it. No whistle comes now. It sounds 2:13 to go in the game.
So a lot of situations in this third period where I actually thought Ohio State had scored, but turns out not. Strauss-Mann doing better than I've been giving him credit for. But really, this Michigan team, they have a lot more talent than last year's team. They're a little young. What really fueled Michigan's charge up the Big Ten standings last season that got them the hosting spot against Michigan State, when I think at one point they were dead last in the conference, maybe second to last behind Wisconsin, was they had experienced seniors. They had Will Lockwood, Jake Slaker, Nick Pastajov, all hit on at the right time. Guys really going into the home stretch of their Michigan careers had seen a lot and really fueled that charge. It's one this Michigan team's a little short on experience, but don't lack for talent. So they've got the ability to make the charge. The question we'll find out is, and they demonstrate today that they actually might, is do they have the heart?
Well, it's been a strong bounce-back performance after the heartbreaking loss on Saturday against Michigan State. Penalty now expires, And a quick save from Mann forces another face-off. 1:51 to go in the game, and Ohio State's now up to 30 shots. The shot total does not really tell you the story of the game.
Now, Justin Tucker just missed a field goal in the NFL game. If you are a degenerate and bet on Predict It, if you bet Justin Tucker missing a field goal, number one, you're an idiot, but number two, you just made some money.
He actually has missed 2 tonight now with that miss. Very uncharacteristic of him. I don't think Predict It offers sports betting.
Oh,
I think it's just political betting.
Oh, I hate it when stupidity gets rewarded.
Anyway, Kent Johnson enters the zone, passes it towards Matty Beniers. Eugene Fadiev in the corner, digs it free for Ohio State. 90 seconds left in the contest. Michigan 5, Ohio State nothing. Beniers swings it across to Kent Johnson. Johnson throws on the brakes, takes a shot, blocked by Maroney. Now picked back up Patrick Guzzo. He dumps it in. $1:15 to go in the game, and that'll actually be an icing. The referee has to come pull some Ohio State players off the bench.
It's always a fun little game for the referees is when they ice the puck. All right, when they ice the puck in the midst of a change. Okay, who was on, who was off? How do we assess this?
Well, this will be the first clean sweep of Michigan's season in the Big Ten. They did clean sweep Arizona State. They took 5 of 6 points from Wisconsin, but this is the first 6 of 6 point weekend in conference play this year for Michigan, and they sorely needed that when it came to the Big Ten standings. Now 60 seconds remaining in the game as Maroney stands behind his own net. Passes it up to Matthew Jennings. Now in, Owen Power watches, poked free by Pastajov.
Bortolo missed the puck.
Yeah, he was trying to clear it down the ice. Instead it just comes back to the defensemen. Play catch with each other and banked off the boards by Nick Blankenberg. Finds Bortolo in the middle. His centering pass for Pastajov. Couldn't find him. 30 seconds left. Brisson pokes it in to the zone. Leighton Ahak there. 20 seconds left. As we mentioned, next week, Michigan will be in South Bend on Thursday and Friday to face Notre Dame. Here's a shot that comes in on Moyes. He blockers it aside. That may well be the last shot of the game. Buckeye defenseman just play catch. 3 seconds, 2-1, and Michigan has swept the rival Ohio State with a resounding weekend beatdown. They won 4-2 last night, 5-0 tonight. Outscore the Buckeyes 9-2 on the weekend combined. They get 2 big wins for both conference and national implications. Michigan moves to 8-6. The Buckeyes fall to 4-8-1.
Well, you snap a lot of jinxes here. Mel Pearson coming into tonight 4-9 as Michigan's head coach against Ohio State. 0-6 against Ohio State on Saturday. 2-6 against Ohio State with me in the building. But now a resounding win tonight, 5-0. This is what you've wanted from this Michigan team. Now, we'll find out next weekend at Compton Ice Arena if what you saw today was a mirage or is a sign of an actual charge up the standings. And there you saw a moment of good sportsmanship. Jacob Truscott and Patrick Guzzo sharing a moment together. That's one you figure, well, both of them were committed to Michigan for a long time. They definitely talked to each other once or twice. So good to see that their spirits up. But Brendan Brisson high-fiving Chris Mayotte and Mel Pearson, Garrett Van Wy doing the same as this whole Michigan team. Every man from Coach Mel Pearson all the way down to the managers should be very proud of how they performed this weekend.
Goals from Beecher, Power, Pastajov, Van Wy, and Becker tonight. Strauss-Mann earns the shutout, and the 3 stars of the game. First star, Owen Power. Second star, Strauss-Mann, and third star, Johnny Beecher. Again, big weekend coming up next weekend against Notre Dame. The Irish, the only team this season to sweep Michigan when Michigan was at full strength. Obviously, the abbreviated roster being swept by Minnesota to end the first half. But Michigan's got a chance for redemption next week in Compton Ice Arena. We won't have coverage of that one, but we'll be back at it in a few weeks against Penn State in early February here at Yost. With that, for Nick Hornberg, Alex Drain saying good night and go blue from Yost.